All right, so we're recording right now. All right, and I'm just gonna go into it. I'll take about 5 seconds. All right, guys, I'm here with Genoveva Davalos, right?
Davalos,
And yes,
yes.
exactly. And she is an entrepreneur, a woman that it works out of South Florida. I guess you could say it's kind of South Florida. And she inspires me, and that's why I brought her on the show, because she's an innovator. She's a woman that she owns a company. She's a leader in the community, and she wants to share her experiences as a business leader. But I thought it was very unique because she owns a trucking company. And when I first met her and she told me that, I was like, "What? You own a trucking company?" I was like, "What is this?" Because in my limited thinking, I thought, wow, a woman that owns a trucking company. So, Genoveva, can you briefly describe what it is that you do and introduce everybody to yourself? Tell us what you do.
Hello, Joe. First, thank you for having me here today. What I do, so pretty much I repair and tow broken hearts. You're probably laughing about that. Yes. Do you know whenever you have a car or a motorcycle that might broke down?
Yes.
That really breaks my heart. So I feel like when my driver go up and save the day, and that's what I like, that's what I love. So I start my company in Broward County and in Florida. That's where I'm located.
Well, awesome, awesome. And can you tell us what's the name of your business?
Yes, it's Limitless Towing and Roadside.
Outstanding. And I love the way you say that because I remember being on the road and I was the first time, well, I think it was like the third time I was driving my motorcycle. I have a Harley. And you're right.
Wow.
I broke down and my heart was broken.
Exactly. That's what you think. I love what I do because I save the day.
Yes, yes, you do. And so tell me, what inspired you to go into this industry?
So I had the business since 2006. And of course, before that, it was many tried outs and failures. And that pretty much paved, the way for me to open the business because I think I was an entrepreneur without even knowing that I was an entrepreneur. Because I was like, surviving that 9 to 5 job. And it was like, there was something inside of me, my inner talking to me saying, you can create more, and I wanted just to like, see the possibility. So I started saving money.
Mhm.
And I went to a tow show in Orlando and I got in love with the trucks because I always like cars. And I drive in my country since I was 15. So I always love cars. So I got in love with the tow trucks and I analyze the business and I see that great opportunity.
Mhm.
And I thought, let me jump in and see what I can create with this. And that's how everything started.
Wow, wow. So you had a passion for cars,
Yes,
and you went to a convention, and there's a
correct.
tow trucking convention. I didn't even know there was a such thing.
Yeah, they're actually everywhere. They call the tow show. And they have one every year in Orlando, but of course in April, and they have one in Denver, in Las Vegas, everywhere. So, I didn't even know either until I went to one.
Hmm.
And then 4 months later, we bought a truck, and then four months later, I'm in business. And I remember have to tow the first car. They call us for our first car, and it was a Ferrari. Can you imagine that? If you have a Ferrari and your Ferrari broke down, and you called me and I don't even know what I'm doing because we were watching videos about how to tow a car. Like we didn't even know the business. Like we just like, but the truck with that is so nice. And that was insane. That was like the most insane thing. And now, and now if you car, it's a stuck in park, things like that. But before in that moment, it's like, oh my gosh, we a Ferrari. Imagine if you had a scratch in that car. That would be like a big claim. So that was crazy. That was crazy.
That is such an interesting story because a lot of times, and you and I both know, like when people want to start a business, right? They think they need to know everything ahead of time.
Exactly.
But you looked at your passion and you said, I want to go for it. And so tell me, what were some of the challenges you faced? Because you said 4 months later, there was like a 4 month period of time. What were some of the challenges that you can tell other entrepreneurs that you faced and how you overcame it?
Okay, so the biggest challenge, I think it was sabotaging myself. Sabotaging myself, thinking that, I'm not going to be able to do it or it's not possible. I'm going to need a lot of money in order for me to run the business. And after I got the business and we got everything, the paperwork, the license and everything, I keep seeing sabotaging myself for years, actually, because we struggled for a long time. And it was hard because we couldn't find any good employees. We damaged a couple cars because, claims, insurance went up, things come up, trucks broke down, engines blew out. So it was a lot of challenge through the path. And the biggest thing, I think it was my sabotaging, thinking that it was not going to be a good employee out there, that all the employees are here to damage and not follow the rules and regulations. But when I finally switched the chip and I realized that, is my limitation in my mind, thinking that in generalize that everybody is going to up to, because I changed, my mentality started changing, my mindset started changing and saying, you know what, there is good employees. It is responsible people out there. I'm going to be able to fix the trucks. I'm going to find the right mechanic. I'm going to be able to follow on the maintenance, because that was the big challenge for me. How really I overcome is like that, switching that chip and of course taking action all the time and being on top of it, on top of everything. I think that helped me.
Outstanding. So changing your mindset about how to achieve that you're never going to succeed because you're not going to get the right people, but you persisted and said, no, 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 I'm going to analyze the situation, make some adjustments, and keep on repeating the process because you saw there was success in this business. And
Correct.
You didn't let any limiting mindsets keep you from your dream.
Exactly, because there was moments and times that I didn't even have enough money for payroll. And I have to junk some cars or pound my kids' jewelry, things like that, because I was like underwater. But in my mind, I knew that I have an essential business. I knew that cars broke down all the time. And I knew that I like what I'm doing. So it's going to get to the point in the business that I'm going to be able to overflow it and overcome that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. I continued trying and finding and molding myself in the essence that who I was, in order to be an example for my employees so they can follow me. Because in order for that, I needed to lead myself first and that I need to be for them in order for me to lead everybody. And I was not prepared for that. I opened the business, but I think I need to work on me a lot in the leadership part.
Outstanding. No, and you know what? It all goes down to self-leadership. And that's why I like talking about leadership, because a lot of times people think things will fall into place. Sometimes when we go in to do something, we try to, convince ourselves that we can do it, and we don't do it. But then when we do go forward and take that step, you have those small victories, and you have to make sure in your mind that, like, look, I know this is going to be a process, and I'm going to do it. Take each step at a time. As a crisis comes up, you deal with that crisis, make adjustments, and keep on going. And that's why I love this, because you said this was back in 2006, right?
Correct.
And here you are today, 2020, to me, and I see you as a strong leader in the community, an inspiration for other women and men as well. But that's why I wanted to bring you on, because you inspired me with your tenacity. And I know some other things happened along the way, but you still fought to be the business leader that you are. And I'm so glad that you're here. And so another question I have for you, if you don't mind.
Of course.
How do you stay motivated each day to provide excellent service to your customers?
So that's a really good question. I always work on my personal growth. I have a fun projects to do. For example, like I like cars. So sometimes, I get to buy a junk cars and I fix it and sell it. So in the sense, I do something fun in the way, because, any business, any work, any job can be very overwhelming and stressed. And you got to step out into the sense of like also fun time and play time. You have to be able to have fun in the project, because not every, it's not easy. There is a lot of success goes hand to hand with failure. So they walk hand by hand. Success and failure. So that's what I do. I'm always at shops, mechanics, trying to learn about, how can I fix this car and maybe sell it. And that's my fun thing for me. And also I work on my personal growth all the time. I go to the gym, I work out, I try to eat healthy, and pretty much, I think that's what is my big motivation is, being happy and smile all the time and have good attitude.
So how does keeping your self-development, keeping yourself happy and motivated, how does that translate into making sure that you have excellence in service to your business?
So what I do is I'm the best example for my employees. I try to be, a smile, great customer service, always call my customers, let them know we're in the way to assist them. Try to give that TLC that every business needs, that tending love and care that every business need, and you have to do it all the time and just continue, and that will be an example for my employees. And that's, I think, one of the part of the success of the business, that we have to take care of customers.
Outstanding. Because I love the way you hit it on the head, is making sure to focus on the customer satisfaction, keeping connected with the customer, and being an example to your employees that, look, our customers, that's why we win the day. If our customer is happy, everybody else is happy. But I like the way you say that too, because if you're an example with your employees will translate that example to the customer as well. That is, yeah. I love that.
Because remember, I'm not the face of the business. My employees are the face of the business.
Outstanding.
So the only way my customers can see that is through them. So if I kind of like can pass that to them, the customer will feel that, because I'm just on the other phone in the line. I'm not seeing my customer. I don't take care of my customers. My drivers do. So that's why that's the key for that. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. That is such a good perspective that any leader should have. And all right, so I got a couple more. I got a couple more questions for you. What advice would you give younger women today that want to be entrepreneurs?
Pretty much that the sky is the limit. So, their limitations are only in our head. So we got to overcome any limited beliefs that we have. I will also tell them to, always looking for create what is that they want to do. Because sometimes, we don't take the time to understand what is that we want to do, that creation, like what I like to do. What is that is inspire me for me to getting up out of bed every day and do it. So of course, you have to work on your personal growth and your personal development. Is the university of life. You pretty much always working in the university of life. That's how I call it. Also, never give up and settle for less. And if you have a dream or a vision, don't tell everyone, because not everybody has your same vision and your same dream. People, they always have the best intention, but not everybody can be, around you, cheering you up. So you got to make sure that you tell the people your vision or your dream, the people who is going to be there supporting you and help you to the path. Not everybody needs to know. And in that way, that will help you a lot, because it's important.
Wow. No, go ahead.
Okay. And then also pretty much, always smile and have good attitude. The smile is the big key for me. Anywhere that I was bringing that good vibe, that smile, that energy. Even though sometimes, I go to a lot of stress and I have problems. Problems, they're always going to be there. You just upgrade to your problems to the next level. So you might have a problem that, right now, you might have a problem that you want to know that if you want to buy the problems, they just upgrade to another level, but they're always going to be there. So, I always notice that I keep continue having problems. They're just bigger now. And I just needed to know how to help me is that when you, as a leader, you have to take a lot of decisions. That doesn't mean that you're going to answer to the decisions or to the task at that moment. You need to take your time to reflect on that. So for example, if my driver asks me for something, or there's a decision about the truck that I needed to make because there is a part, or I needed to fix something. Before, I used to jump and get it done, and that pretty much also hurt me on the way. So it's always too important to take the time to analyze as a leader what is the right answer. You're never going to know what is the right answer, regardless. But take the time to say, okay, I'm going to answer later, and I'll get with you later. Let me think about it. Not because you're a leader and you're a boss, you need to know everything. Also, never get comfortable with the customers you have, because I noticed that, sometimes, I do have good accounts, and then I might lose one because something happened, like with the COVID, for example, I lost a couple accounts. So always keep networking. Always keep marketing yourself, selling yourself. Remember, we sell ourselves all the time. We sell ourselves with our kids, with our partner, with our family. We're selling all the time. So why you afraid to sell? You selling where you go, and always continue to make your portfolio big for your clients, make more clients, and serve them the best, the best way. So that also has helped me through the years in the business.
Oh, outstanding. Outstanding. I just love your wisdom that you're bringing for almost 14 years of being in a business, right? So
Yes.
just one last question. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
I would have told her to continue to have fun, continue to create, and be the person you want to be, and do the things you want to do, and have the things you want to do. But always be whoever you want to be, like be yourself, because everything else come later. Usually people get to have what other want to have. They make to do things that other people do, and that's what the big mistake I think it is. It's important for us to be who we want to be, and then do and have.
Wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate that. I appreciate all your good wisdom here. And again, if you could please, if you can let us know what's your business name, your website address, and how they might be able to contact you guys if they're in Broward County in Florida or in Davie.
Okay, great. So my website is www.limitlesstowingfl.com. You can find me in Broward County and Davie. We serve all Broward, and of course Miami too, but we're more based in Broward. We do roadside service, illegally parking, jump starts, tire change, fuel delivery, motorcycles, classic exotic cars, pretty much anything they get towed. But especially we tow your car, and and we make you happy, and we save the day.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really hope everybody got a lot out of this and took some notes, because I'm gonna have to listen to this one more time just to get all the good wisdom out of it and the leadership strategies. And thank you guys for listening. And you know what? Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Genoveva, for being with us and blessing us with your time. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I guess we'll talk again. All right, Genoveva, I want you to, can you do me a favor, and can you tell me the story again about your first car that was a Ferrari?
Okay, we're gonna record that part.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one again because it kind of broke up, and I was like, oh man, that's a good part of
Yeah,
it.
and everything you also think I need to record it again, please, because my English is so bad that I was nervous. So anything else that you want me to record it again or say it better, let me know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I started with the 4 months later.
Well,
about the Ferrari.
Yeah, the 4 months later in the Ferrari.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
All right, and can you go ahead and turn off your video?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like that?
Yeah. All right. So just count to 3, and then go ahead with the story of the Ferrari.
Okay, so 4 months later, we have our first customer, and one of the most expensive cars that we have to tow, it was a Ferrari. Imagine you calling me to tow your Ferrari. And actually we were learning and watching videos how to tow a car. So that was insane. That was crazy.
So what happened with that first? Did everything go well? How did it go?
Thanks God, everything go well. Uh, it was a beautiful red Ferrari, and no, everything went well, thanks God. But it was really scary because just the bumper, it probably could be $6,000, and it was low to the ground. The suspension was low, probably 5 inches to the ground. So imagine that. That was really scary, but we did it really carefully. Customer was satisfied. My driver was excellent service, and that was like, wow. It was wow, wow.
So so in that experience, because I want everybody to hear that, because you went to the convention. 4 months later, you had to get like your license and everything else like that, and then you didn't let that hold you back. You said, we're going to learn and we're going to do it.
Yeah, so pretty much when I was in my 9 to job, miserable in my job, I start saving money, and I have around $25,000 actually that I've been saving because I always was dreaming to be an entrepreneur. So I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur without even me knowing really the meaning of that. So pretty much I start saving the money. So when I went to the tow show, like I mentioned before, I got in love with the trucks, and I give it the down payment for the truck, and we purchased the truck there in the tow show because they also sell trucks, and they also raffle a truck. You buy tickets, and they also actually give one for free. So it was awesome. The show was beautiful. They give you classes how to tow. All the motor clubs are there to help you out. Like, for example, if you want to register with Allstate, they have booths, and you can register with all the people that you can provide service for. So that was like beautiful. So I really got in love. They sell GPSs, they sell cameras for your trucks. I mean, everything, t-shirts, straps, everything you can imagine. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can imagine, us like serving customers in these fancy trucks. I got just in love with the truck, me with the cars, right? So somebody was calling me. Anyway, so I lost my touch. So now where we are?
No, that's great. That's great, and I love it. I love it. And there was one.
So okay. So after that, I got back to Florida, to Miami. I'm sorry, because we were in Orlando. So like I explained before, we opened the business. We got the license. We rent a little office, and we start registering with the motor clubs, which is the roadside service. All stay, and I register myself with everybody, and we start, waiting for the phone to ring. So when the phone ring, like I mentioned before, it was our first call, the Ferrari, and we were freaking out. So yeah, so that's how everything started.
Wow. That that's an amazing story, and I'm glad, and I'm so glad that you're on, and that you came to talk to us about this. So, I mean, is there anything else that you would want to tell the audience about being a leader, being an entrepreneur, that you would want them to know?
Sure, that you not always need a lot of money, or you don't need money to open a business. We only did it with $25,000, and you don't need money to make money. You can borrow money. You sometimes, a lot of entrepreneurs, they think that they're going to need all this money. What you need is the courage to do it, because you're not going to lose anything on the way. You're just going to gain experience. You're going to gain an opportunity. And when that wave comes, and that and then you create something, and that wave coming, you got to catch the wave, because the moment that wave goes, and then, you know, you might lose that opportunity. So don't give up, you know, take the wave and surf.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And thank you again. And is there, like I said, is there anything that you might want to, anything that you're thinking about right now that you want to add to the, what you, anything else that you want to talk to women about specifically?
I will have to say that that as a woman, you're going to notice, if you are a business owner, as a woman, you also might notice that you needed to be in your boss mode and in your feminine, mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed in my career that I was always in my boss mode.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I get home. So that was affecting me a little bit, in the sense of like trying to release the stress from me. So I learned how to, like, you know, be in the boss mode and then be in my feminine mode and have fun and enjoy the process. Because remember, my business is 24/7. So I never disconnect from the business. I'm always, even if I'm at home, I'm always in the boss mode. So I have to like kind of learn how to, you know, disconnect from that boss lady and be myself, so I can also have fun in the process. And, you know, the responsibility is there, the challenge or the stress is there, but you in control, and you can switch and be, you know, and be who you wanted to be at that moment.
Outstanding. No, thank you so much, Genoveva. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Let's see.